All right, good fellows of the world. Let's see if we can get out of this truck stop. We're 120 miles or so from delivery, and I'm in no hurry because I can't deliver till in the morning. And this is a terrible truck stop, but it's better than it used to be. Oh, look at the pretty puppies. They are cute. Hey Mowgli, good afternoon. Ain't they cute? Hang on, I gotta navigate around this guy. You know how these guys just take up residence on the fuel island. Looky there, how clean the window is, guys. If it gets really dirty, I'm just gonna be cutting it off because the love bugs are out in force tonight. Daniel McCarthy, how are you doing? Everybody, hey Mowgli there, check out Daniel McCarthy. He's a good channel. You'd like him. How are you doing tonight, Daniel? You're my biggest bro. All right. Hopefully I get down here. I'm going to have plenty of time. I think I'll be off tomorrow. Daniel, the love bugs have come out. I was just saying that they wasn't out until I got down here around 4, and then they just popped out of the woodwork. This is a crappy truck stop. I try not to stop here. Hey Eric, how are you today? Did you find the load, Daniel? Oh, thank you, Daniel. It's one of those wired microphones that only cost like 20 bucks because it was so noisy. And I couldn't make it transmit through my iPhone. I'm still working on it though. If you figure it out, please let me know. Oh, Daniel, that truck stop over there where I got that truck wash, they wanted $150 to do my truck and trailer. I had to tell them, no thank you. Hey, Karen Price, how are you doing? So they said, well, it's 110, 140 if we don't do your engine. I was like, okay, well, it's not dirty anyway. It's still new. And I was like, but I still ain't gonna pay you 140. So they gave it to me for $90, but I didn't get my trailer done. That was kind of sad. I really wanted to get my trailer done. It wasn't dirty, but I still wanted to get it done. Oh, I forgot to do my wheels. Damn it. I'm just a loser. Just a loser. Did you get a load, Daniel, or a line on one? Hey, Daniel, you should probably why don't you get Karen Price to do your dispatching for you there? She'd probably love to do that. She knows an awful lot about trucking. I know you do too, but, you're busy. Well, she is too, probably wrestling alligators. I mean, bears. You gotta feel the beat. Oh my gosh, I'm singing Gloria Estefan songs because I'm getting close to Miami. Hello, say, there's going to be a problem. Well, anyway, the hood is clean. The little shorty hood's clean. Well, what do you use the gun on there? The love bugs? Oh, they're so much fun, Karen. The dogs have been answering me for a very long time. That's one thing you get when you're out here all by yourself for years. You can carry on a conversation with the dogs and it's all good. Oh. Have you looked at all? Is there any promises, or I mean anything that looking good, or I mean as far as overall? Oh, Daniel, I was thinking that if you got a beagle, you could call it Snoopy. You know, somebody suggested you could get a yellow bird, but I don't think you would really want a yellow bird. But again, that's one suggestion. Then you could run around whistling for it or with it. But it might get out, and if it got out in a cold climate, it would just be, oops, damn it, poor little bird. And if Snoopy got out in a cold climate, you could handle that. You just chase him down. Or even better yet, if you could get a three-legged Snoopy. I mean, three-legged Snoopies, if they run off, are a little bit easier to catch than the four-legged variety. All right, he let me out, so I'm going to let him pass. Oh, Fred. Fred would be that would be a really good one. Hey, did you see how James Best has that Smokey and the Bandit bird on his hood? It actually looks really impressive. I mean, that wouldn't exactly go, with your truck, but it's still pretty cool. Sally, let's see, we go from Fred to Smokey and the Bandit to Sally Fields. Yeah, I'm an old guy. I still got it hot for Sally Fields. Well, did everybody have an interesting day? Or is everyone setting up, waiting for the alerts to go out that something's going on and we should probably be watching it? I don't know. We've got along. Since I've been doing live feeds on more than one channel, it might look like that it's spread out. But really, I mean, from Connecticut to Seattle to LA to over here, it's just been like 5 days or whatever. It's definitely been kicking butt. I guess they would be, Karen, because they wouldn't be walking like they, a walk is a walk and a canter is a canter, like a horse, right? And a three-legged dog would kind of have to have a canter. They do a Rocky Horse motion. Oh, well, wait a minute. How about this? All right, Daniel, listen to this. I have been, one of my subscribers on Instagram is something about angels, and they rescue dogs that only have two legs. And some of them have little wheelchair wheels that their butt sets in, and some of them know how to walk on two legs. And they would really be good. They need love. I mean, just, sometimes dogs are born and their legs don't work. I've seen that happen a few times. I didn't know what the cause of it was until I followed a puppy that was born like that. It had to take swimming therapy for a long time before it learned to walk. All good dogs deserve a chance, and all dogs are good. It's awful dark out there, by golly. If I go really, really fast, I could be in Miami in an hour if I don't get a ticket. We're probably not going to do that, though. But that guy there is. He's in a bigger hurry than I am. I have not got a load yet, and I can't unload until 10 o'clock tomorrow. But I'm going to still be there tonight and park there and try to unload at 7 o'clock, because that's what I do. And then I might go to that alligator truck stop and go fishing. Oh, I probably won't. It's hot as hell down here. It's okay tonight, but it was like 900 degrees today. My white boy self was melting. Oh no, let the drama begin, guys. The coach just went live. I'm sure, and it had the name RVT in it. Just saying. I understand if y'all gotta bow out. I've been trying to find an alligator to jump on. I really have. I want to jump on an alligator. I don't want it to be an 18-foot alligator. I want it to. I would handle a 4 or 5 foot alligator. I think without getting hurt too bad, and without hurting the alligator too bad. I just want to catch it and pet it, and maybe take a selfie with it. You know, I'm a catch and release person. I'll let it go. Oh, thank you, Karen. I appreciate it. Wouldn't you like to wrestle an alligator, Karen? Of anybody I know, I think you could take an alligator and take its teeth out. And I bet you're all of 5 feet tall. I agree, Eric. But it is hard not to watch it sometimes. But it's kind of like, remember back with the soap operas? I remember the first time I went out of country, and my mom would watch soap operas, right? And when I came back a couple of years later, the first time, she was still watching the same soap opera, and they were still arguing over who was the daddy of that baby or whatever. It was the same story. See, I knew you would love to. Did you know I was going through Upper Mississippi a couple weeks ago, and I didn't know this, and I thought I seen an alligator. So I Googled it. Apparently, the whole state of Mississippi has alligators. So if the whole state of Mississippi has alligators, I guess Memphis might have some alligators too. Probably. Oh, that's a good name for it, Eric. I called it As the Worm Turns a couple years ago, but As the Fifth Wheel Turns is way better. I might have to use that title. Yeah, I read that too. They got them in North Carolina. I wonder, I know they're not up in the mountains, but I guess they're in the swampy areas and the coastal areas. I think alligators are pretty cool. I'd like to find somewhere I get my truck in. Maybe they would let me wrestle an alligator. They probably wouldn't, but one of those Seminole tribes might if I slipped them, $20 or something. I think I'm still young enough to do it, but in a few more years, I'll be too old to wrestle alligators. And on the downside, I could chase one down with a CO2 tank and make it cold and lethargic if I get old, I guess. That wouldn't be very fair. But hey, an alligator has a lot of teeth, more than I got. And I would definitely bite the alligator, but he probably wouldn't feel it. That's what I do to dogs. If I ever run into a mean dog and get into an argument with it, I bite it. They really feel like they've been hurt if you bite them. You're gonna feel the heat. You can feel the buggy. That would be kind of keto, I guess. That's true. No alligators in Memphis, but they just got, Memphis is like, if you spit out the southern side of Memphis, you land in Mississippi. Didn't you watch all them John Grisham movies and read them John Grisham books? I mean, Mississippi is just across the road, and I've bought pork cracklings down there just right, just right there, like South Haven is just boom. That's right. That's why they're angry. Can you imagine taking some dental floss to an alligator and saying, "Have a good day"? Well, Karen, I can hook you up with one of them. I'll pick you up one tomorrow, all right? Now, if you'd rather it be an alligator that I personally pull its teeth, I don't know if that's going to happen. I would do it, but I just don't want to hurt no little critters. But I'll pick you up one tomorrow, all right? Is there any special range of teeth you want? Do you want bigger teeth or smaller teeth or anything like that? Or if I can't find teeth, would you settle for claws? Yeah, I could pull an alligator's claws and he would grow more. That would be a more humane way of doing it, I guess. They got alligator feet back scratchers. But then you've got a three-legged alligator running around, and they're always small ones. I guess if you make an alligator handicapped at a young age, he'll get over that impairment and be okay. But I've seen tons of lot lizards there, Karen. I mean, they are overrun with lot lizards. So you wouldn't think that the alligators would be too far away. Okie dokie, Karen. That's good. Well, sure. Why not a three-legged alligator? Have you seen those back scratchers they be selling down there in Louisiana? And they're just tiny. I'm like, oh, that poor little alligator. It's just got 3 legs left. It did, unless they really did damage to it and made 4 back scratchers out of it, in which case you have like a no-footed alligator, because they're like little. Why would you take the feet off of a little alligator? It hasn't even lived its life yet. Hey Charles, how are you doing? I really did want to call you earlier. You going to be awake for a little bit? I'm definitely going to be awake for a little bit. Oh, Karen, come on now. Don't be discriminating against the lot lizards. You know, a lot lizard might be a lot more handier than an alligator. You could probably housebreak it, maybe get it to do a little cleaning, you know. Bring in that wood, Karen. Okay, 10-4, I'll do that, Charles. Yeah, I could get her an alligator. When I was younger, my cousin would always bring alligators home from down here. Do they still sell them down here, Daniel? He used to buy. He'd call them little caimans, right? Which is just a baby alligator. I don't know if he knew that. I don't know what ever happened to his alligators. He's probably one of them kids that set them loose in the sewer and they ate everybody's pet in New York. I read 2 weeks ago that they found an 18-foot alligator in a sewage pond, and it had been trapped in there for like 10 years. And they said it was so old and sickly they had to kill it. And I was thinking, if that thing had been trapped in that sewage pond, eating everybody's pets for 10 years, I think it was doing okay. Hey, Miss Lady, how are you doing? Miss Lady had her neighbor had one. It got loose and scared the whole neighborhood. That's priceless, Miss Lady. That's a good one. Wait a minute, Miss Lady. Did she have a lot lizard or an alligator? We're covering two different subjects here. It could go either way. Hmm. I don't like the way that camera's picking up them lights. They don't look very crisp and clear. I bet it's that fisheye lens. It looks pretty good in the day, but it don't look so good at night. Should I remove the fisheye lens? The mirrors on my hood would disappear, but it might be error. I don't know. 101 miles. We could be there in like 50 minutes. But I'm still at 7.4 miles to the gallon, guys. So this has been a really good week. You know, as far as fuel goes. Well, it's been a good week all around. I mean, we had some weather and everything, but when I was back at the truck stop, they got a weather alert over their little intercom system. There's supposed to be a tropical depression out here. The lady was acting like, oh no, not another one. And I was like, when is there not a tropical depression out off the coast of Florida? I said, just calm down. It'll be all right. I didn't even know you could buy them anymore. Wow, that's awesome. I know every state has their own little rules, and you can buy anything on the black market out here. I mean, was it like 10 years ago that guy had all them lions and tigers and bears in Ohio? It might have been 20 years ago. And Ohio didn't have any statutes against the keeping of wild animals. I mean, really wild animals, right? That was the saddest thing when all them animals got out and the sheriff's department went on a hunting spree. They didn't even try to capture them. They just shot them down. Public safety. You know, a poor old tiger that ain't never done nothing but eat chicken soup its whole life is public enemy number one in Ohio, apparently. Hey, actually, do love bugs even come out at nighttime, Daniel? Because I'm not seeing any on my window yet. And I'm really surprised. And I know the mosquitoes down here are like the size of sparrows. Oh, goodness gracious. Who did he give it to? I mean, did he find it a good home? I don't even know if alligators are good to eat except for their tail. Their tail's supposed to be pretty well, I've eaten the tail. It tastes kind of fishy, actually. But it wasn't bad. But I'm a big fan of fish. Daniel, you're funny. The mosquito is the state bird. All right. I seen Make Sense video up there about the rates doing better this week. Some people are really going to be happy to hear that. Oh, okay. Well, a ticket ain't too bad. I hope he learns his lesson. That's what they did, Karen. They shot every one of them animals. There was like 30 big cats and bears There was just all kinds of exotic animals. And you know, some of them big cats that aren't big cats, but like, not like the bobcats, but like the ones, the Fisher cat and stuff like that. I mean, I guess you can have some of those, but even them cats are pretty big and they're meant to be wild. I guess he could have looked at it that he was saving species. But I don't like zoos. I hate zoos. I think zoos just make me sick. Except for the only good thing about them is at least they're living somewhere. But I don't know why they keep breeding them and making more of the same animals that are dying out there. I don't want to get y'all started on the animals. Y'all know how I feel about animals. But I seen a grizzly bear in a zoo, and it just made me sad. It just made me sad. If he had been a sick grizzly bear or a three-legged grizzly bear, I wouldn't have minded it so much if he was in a zoo. I mean, what he had like 10 acres to run around on. What's a grizzly bear going to do on 10 acres? Just sit there. Oh, he's one of them hard-headed guys that don't learn their lessons. I understand, Miss Lady. They're all over the place. I got me some store-bought coffee here, guys. I didn't want to wake nobody up, so I just bought some. And it's really good. I'm surprised it's good. They must have just cleaned the machine. Those new machines that the pilot has that grinds the beans are so much better than the old ones. And I probably shouldn't be drinking coffee this late at night, but I haven't had any today. I just didn't think about getting any coffee. I sent Asian Ma a text, but I didn't call him because I was afraid he might be asleep, so I sent him a text and let him know I was coming down here. Matter of fact, the Asian Ma just put up a video. Maybe I should go over and comment on it in an hour or so and say, hey bro, where you at? Poor Red Bull. Oh no, Daniel, I can't do that. I mean, if me and you sit down and have a few drinks and you want to experiment with Red Bull, by all means, we will do it. But for driving purposes only, I'm going to steer clear of the Red Bull. What is that other stuff you put Red Bull in? Is it Jägermeister? Jägermeister is terrible. I had some in Europe 1,000 years ago. But my son said, here, Dad, try this. And I thought it was going to be terrible, and it was actually really good with the Red Bull. Now, I might have been 4 or 5 beers in when I tried it, so it might not have actually tasted good. But at the time, it tasted really good. But I could really go for some coffee. Oh, we're getting ready to get over here by 95. Maybe we'll actually get some lights. I should have took the Ochi, how do you say it, Daniel? Ochi Bochi? Ochi Hochi? Hoochieman Trail, whatever it is down there to Lake Ochibochi. You know what I'm saying? I can't say it, damn it. Lake Ochipoche. Damn it. Anyway, I should have went that way. Yeah, I am close. But I really like going that way, and I just wasn't thinking about it, or I would have took the turn off and saved some toll money and maybe even found a Walmart, because I swear, guys, we've been working so hard, we're out of food. I got 3 pounds of hamburger, I got eggs and bacon, I got no heavy whipping cream. I had to buy a tiny thing of coffee to last the next few days. So I've got to find a store down here in Miami and reprovision. And I really hate to buy too much stuff in Florida. They kind of gouge you. He says it is Okeechobee. Yes, that's what it is. Okeechobee. Thank you for syllabalizing that out. Okeechobee. English was never my thing. My English teacher hated me. All of them did. I didn't blame them, really. I tried. But hey, the math guys liked me. Oh, that's right. I got a whole side box full of MREs. I've got beans and all kinds of stuff if I wanted to go into my emergency food supply. But I'm trying to be keto, right? I still have half of the pork loin, so if we're only down here 24 hours, we'll eat fine. But after that, all bets are off. I might go alligator hunting. Well, I done passed by, Daniel. I have to get it on the way back. I was born to be a man. Now, Karen, we've had that discussion before. Are alligators angry? Well, see, we got Daniel's opinion. They're angry because they have all them teeth and no teeth brushes. Or is it because they're dragging their balls? Because I know if I was dragging my balls around on a sandy beach, I would be a little angry. And then some people say they don't have balls, that they're like girls, they have ball ovaries or something like that, right? They're like fish, right? They're not dragging sand. But I've never gotten close enough to an alligator's backside to actually tell. It's something we'll have to Google. Or ask Daniel. He might have wrestled an alligator. The pilot truck stop? Oh, are you talking about the Seminole truck stop? That's the one that guy got bit by an alligator when I was down there 15 years ago or whatever. I go fishing there in that bayou behind the truck stop. Well, Daniel, we need to go wrestle an alligator. We can get one that's twice the size. If I'm only willing to go up to 5 feet, we can probably do a 12-footer if there's two of us. We can surround it. Hell, we can get Sammy to help us. He'd probably be game for that. Oh, Karen, are you serious? Are you meaning like they call them Bowden? Bowden? I can say, how's your Bowden balls? I can see that. I'm going to saddle up to the counter over in Louisiana and order a Bud Light Chelada, and let me see your alligator balls. Yeah, that's the one, Daniel. I have had so much good times down there. Okay, look, since there's nothing else to do, I'll tell you all a story about that truck stop, all right? So I had delivered, and two of my other drivers had delivered the same, in Miami also, which was weird, right? So I was like, well, we ain't getting no load. Let's go out to the Seminole truck stop and have a few, right? So we went out to the Seminole truck stop, and we proceeded to have more than a few. Sometime along the night, a Russian guy came along, and he sat down at the table there with us. Well, it was at the bar, but there was, it was right there, right? And he started talking bad about Americans. He just hated Americans. Most Russians ain't like this. This guy just had a bad day, I figure. Well, in the story, that's what he's going to tell us. He's going to tell us he had a bad day. All right, so he hates America. He hates Americans. He hates all of us Yankee bastards. Well, you know the three of us wasn't going to sit there and let that go, right? Well, I kind of told everybody just relax, and I was like, just calm down. But one of my guys who lives over here in Lakeland, he was like, oh, hell no. And he just kept sitting there eyeballing that Russian, eyeballing him hard. He was just totally eye-humping him. And so finally I was like, come on, let's go. Let's get out of here. Well, the Russian decided to get up and follow us to the parking lot. That was a real bad move, right? So we was all carrying some beer with us. And then the Russian was like, I'm sorry, guys, I'm just having a bad day. And I was like, okay, just don't worry about it. We all have our bad days. And he goes, well, look, I got all this chicken here. Of course, you gotta say this with a Russian accent. Y'all just ad-lib the Russian accent. He says, I got all this chicken here. Dos Svidaniya, or whatever. Y'all come on, let's drink that beer. He didn't have no more beer. So we sat down he had a Volvo 780 or whatever, one of the big ones. And we sat down and ate all of his chicken and he had a beer. But our guy that worked for me, he was still eye-humping him the whole time. And then they started smart-mouthing each other. And I was like, Roger, calm down. Just leave him alone. But Roger was angry. So they ended up squaring off, and they got out in the parking lot. And, it was a nightmare. I had to end up breaking them up and subduing the Russian, who was a really, really big guy. And then Roger decided, while I had the Russian subdued, that he was going to kick him in the face. And that was I got really mad at Roger for that. I was like, you can't kick a man when he was down. I done got him subdued. So I made Roger go to his truck. And I dusted the Russian off and sent him back to his truck. And me and the other guy went back to the other trucks. 20 minutes later, the Russian shows up with a 38. This is not a good thing, I can't let my guys go out there and handle it, so I got to go out there and handle it. I ended up getting the 38 without too much of a struggle, but I had to end up letting the old boy go he was instigating it, he was really instigating it, although the Russian did start it. But that's not how you behave when you're a man, When you're 18, you might, but not when you're older. Saturday. Anyway, nobody got killed. It rained like hell. It was a tsunami, or it felt like one. And then the next day, I got food poisoning and threw up everywhere. So, beware of the steak down there, even though it tastes really good. Yep, that was a true story, guys. Just one of them things. How it used to be at the truck stop. That Russian guy was actually really nice the next morning. I think he was right. He was just having a bad day. Don't mix chicken and beer. I don't know. I think it was. I should have left the guys that worked for me in their trucks, and I should have just had a few beers. That's probably what I should have done. Chicken feet? What are they doing with chicken feet? I know that we boil down chicken feet and the bones and everything and make bone broth and stuff like that. It turns into like a jello, and then you use it in your cooking. But does anybody eat chicken feet? Is there any race of people that's actually eating chicken feet, or are they cooking them down like us country people do? I don't know. Yeah, that's right, Eric. We had all kinds of things going on out here. It wasn't a daily thing, but we did have stories. Are they crunchy like cracklins or something like that, Miss Lady? I had some chicken. It was some kind of Vietnamese meal, and I think it did have a chicken foot in it, but I couldn't eat it. I tried, and it was just not a good fit with me. It wasn't fried though. It was like in some kind of soup, and I didn't want to offend nobody by not eating their soup, So I was certainly trying to eat it, but it really was nasty. 987. Oh, Daniel, did you find did you go to that truck stop, or did you find a different one? Did you go out of town? If you went to that one I suggested, it's safe there. I've never seen a lot lizard there, but you will see some crackheads walking down the road. But I ain't never seen them bother nobody. There's free parking down the road, but it's filled up by lunchtime. I'd be all right with crunchy. The best thing. I mean, there's a lot of good things come out of the South. Don't get me wrong, but I'll tell you what. I really love sweet potato pie. I love sweet potato pie a lot, in a dangerous kind of way. Oh, okay. What did you go down to Tacoma and go to the Loves or somewhere? I mean, no, don't tell us where you're at. Oh, John Grishenheimer is up there tonight. He delivered this morning, and another guy, I forget. If I had done this on the other channel, they would have showed up there because they're setting up there right now. Oh, and today's Monday. Maybe you'll run into trucking with Selena up there. No, they're in Eugene. That's in Portland. That's right. Why aren't I going faster? Do you ever bring the missus down here to Miami, Daniel? I took my truck out to South Beach one time. It wasn't really the best thing to do, and I don't think I'll ever want to do it again. I definitely won't do it again. It was just a regular truck, and this one wouldn't fit around down there at all. But it sure is pretty down there. I don't get it, Eric. I must have missed something there. And who ran out of gas? Karen Price, did you run out of gas? I'm still moving. Now, that wasn't me going 8 miles over the speed limit. That was the guy behind me, guys. I'm actually going 5 miles under. Sundown, you better beware. What's up, Popo? Somebody told me on the other day's live feed that whoop whoop is not a trucking noise. And I was like, I think you're probably a young trucker because we definitely have made that noise on the CB for about 70 years. It comes right before I ain't got no panties on. Oh, no, I got plenty. I just put 100 gallons on. Oh, yes, sir, Eric. Sweet potato pie is an addiction. It is. Even sweet potato casserole, I'll take it either way. But I will really tear it up. It's a good thing I only usually get it once a year. But down here in the South, they put it inside those little, like, they call turnovers, I think. Turnovers or pops or something like that. Oh, okay, the Asian guy did get my text, and he just texted back, thank you. Even though I'm over here because I never know him channel. You got your nightgown on. Do you got no panties? Well, that's good. Hey, look. When you get time, Daniel, look up Olympia National Forest. It's just, I mean, it's like 70 miles or so, or 80 miles from where you're probably at, but it is spectacular. Where, if you've seen the movies Twilight, that's where they filmed most of it at, is in that Olympia National Forest. Yeah, that's it, Miss Lady. That's how my mom did it too. Like, she didn't put them in a pan and like make them like Aunt Bee's apple pie. She would make them into those little, she'd roll out dough and then put the stuff inside of it and then smush the edges down and then fry them in lard. Oh my God, that's the stuff. People nowadays would just freak out if they seen anybody frying something in lard. Yeah, Eric, like Hot Pockets. Exactly like Hot Pockets. We wouldn't, Miss Lady, because actually that's more healthier than the stuff that the government has made them take other things off the shelf, and they're feeding us poison now. They sure are. And I really, really do believe that just by looking at the ingredients that's in some of these products. Oh, look, this is a sustainable amount of poisoning you're ingesting with this particular product. Did y'all know that they're taking the creamer off the shelf, the powdered creamer, like non-dairy creamer? When the current supply that is in the warehouses, and they got like a 5 supply in the warehouses, runs out, they're not going to be using that what they're selling right now, because they decided that it might be a little bit carcinogenic, but they're going to let us keep using it until the supply is gone. I didn't make that up at all. That was in a government press release. That's right, Eric. Lard is real. It's definitely real. Good night, Daniel. I'll talk to you tomorrow. You have a good night. The 10-4, you be stronger by the mile. And everybody be stronger by the mile. Ain't that a good catchphrase, guys? Stronger by the mile. I like that. There was something else. Oh, I read today that and the government's not going to restrict it yet. They said that suntan lotions that are chemically produced, not the kind that's made out of zinc or whatever, but the kind that's chemically produced, may be cancer causing also, but they're not sure yet. But they think there's a good possibility of it. Everything's killing us. I'm pretty sure the sun down here in Florida tomorrow is going to kill me. But I got some of that zinc oxide stuff. I don't mind burning. I mean, what? I'm like 53 now. If I've got cancer, I'm probably going to get it in 20 years. So, I don't think the sun's going to give it to me tomorrow. But I guess it could. That melanoma stuff is pretty deadly out here. But hell, Jimmy Carter keeps beating it. But he is Jimmy Carter. He's been pretty lucky. Ah, we're coming into signs of habitation. This corridor is just so plumb full of people. Oh, what did Daniel call that? Okeechobee? It's like not nearly as crowded as it is over here. Easy traveling. I should have went that way. But then it would definitely been a lot of love bugs over there because everything's like swamps. But at least I would have found a Walmart. Gee, I don't know about all the little kids, but I really think that it's our food that's causing everybody to get cancers and issues with, you know, ADD and all that kind of stuff. I really feel like it's the food. Because you know, you go back to the 80s, there's so many more. I mean, I guess I could look it up statistically and try to find out what kind of breakdown it is. But my VA doctor said that people are sicker in the Midwest than they are in the whole country. And she personally believes that it's the chemicals that are sprayed on the crops and everything. And I believe her, I really do. Everybody, maybe we should all, that's it. We should all move to the liberalized states and take over their voting block. Then we could move back if we wanted, but you know, we could go over there and flip them. Oh, that's a pretty good idea. That's what they did to everybody else with the Housing Redevelopment Act. I don't know. But that's one of the charities that I do believe in is like Cozair's Children's Hospital. They don't dip into that money. They actually use it to help kids. Now, I won't give a dime to the Susan Day Coleman Foundation ever again. But Hensley was right. Everybody does like boobies. So it is tempted to give them money. Oh yeah, I do read the ingredient labels because it's frightening, some of the things that you find in there, and then you look up and see what those ingredients are made out of, and sometimes it's poison. I mean, like what was that? The rapeseed plant? What do they make out of that? Not canola oil, but vegetable oil. I think it's rapeseed, but it's a poison plant. I mean, maybe they can say they took the poison out of it. I don't trust them. I'm kind of the opinion that the government wants to kill us off and keep a fresh supply of people coming through, and you know, it's good for them. Young people consume more, so they really want to kill us old farts off. But they want to try to keep us alive also, so they can spend that money on the industrial health care system. While I'm talking about politics, but you know what? This channel already got ruined by politics, so it don't matter. Traffic ain't bad at all out here. I bet it will be the last 10 miles or 15 miles. But y'all should probably be in bed by then. Oh, did y'all watch the Game of Thrones? Did y'all watch the Game of Thrones? I done heard about it, and I was a little upset with what I heard actually. I'm not gonna. If you didn't watch it, I ain't gonna say. So apparently nighttime is the time to travel in Florida. Most definitely. It's oh yeah, yeah. Eric, I kind of feel like that in a way YouTube is kind of like the Game of Thrones. Everybody's trying to be king or something. I don't, it's the same plot twist and everything, but we don't have no dragons. We got some nice trucks, I guess, and we don't have no fairy princesses. Although we have some biatches. Yeah, maybe it is Game of Thrones, just in a different way, but more hurtful. People are hurting each other on here, and that's really upsetting. Even when some people need to be hurt, I don't understand. I let me not even talk about it. Then I'll get in trouble. A lot of them fellas, though, I really think that they're not bad fellas taken individually. But when they get together, things kind of just seem to go wrong. Yeah, we're planning on going to that camper thing that Sasnak was at there, out in Arizona. I think we're planning on going to that in February. I've got some people that I'm friends with that have YouTube channels that do, the camping stuff and camper living and stuff like that. And we're supposed to meet up with them at that, out Lake Needles. Oh no, it's Lake Havasu, ain't it? Lake Havasu area in February. But they said there's another camper thing over on this side of the country, but I haven't read about that. There's some other good ones though. I mean, Sammy's really good. Makes sense, and he can be really really funny, and so can Daniel, and Driven, and there's a bunch of others. They're just they're not to the point where they're putting out very much content yet, and they're still learning how they're going to do it, and it's really hard to do this by yourself. I mean, it can be done, but it's a lot harder. Asian Mike, he's really funny. I was telling him he needs to do some kind of parody, because he always embraces his Asianism. So I told him he just get some real thick glasses and drive down the road, and so y'all remember that? Was it just sit right back and you hear a tale of a demo leaky ship? The USS Minnow with Gilligan. Remember the one with the Japanese guy, and he had the glasses on. Nowadays that would be considered a racist episode, but it was really funny back in the day. Oh, who's having motor problems? Oh, Saznak's having motor problems? Okay. Well, he's got that cat engine in his truck. That's not good if you're having problems with the cat. Well, I appreciate it, Eric. I'll have to go and check out his latest video, and I didn't pop up in my suggested, and see what it is. Is he about ready to turn that thing into a camper yet? I mean, I don't think he's that old, so he ought to be a long way away from permanently camping. But he does really like his camping. Oh, really? That's cool. Isn't he with a power only company? I seen that one video where he was hauling like the stuff for combines and stuff like that up into, I think it was one of the I think it was South Dakota. And I know those are some big monster things that I don't think even people even man them. They just run them electronically from a computer. Yeah, see, I thought he was about my age. Yeah, he's a long way from retiring probably. He probably don't want to retire either. I don't want to retire. In 10 or 15, 20 years I might want to. But I don't plan on it. Not until they knock me down and take the keys out of my hand. If I become a danger, I will retire myself anyway. I've got enough realism in me to know that I'm not doing good or seeing right or something. That was a pretty cool video this winter where he was out running his truck around. Well, I'm so glad we finally got some lights. Yeah, that was really cool. I think, what do you call it? Something drifting? Snow drifting? I don't know how many views it's got, but I would have assumed that video would have got a lot of views. That's the kind that does usually do it. Ah, the live streaming pros is on. All right. I need their help for sure. You know any good place to stay at down here in Miami? My normal place is gonna be closed this week. Minuteman Homestead, how you doing? Okay, I can't promise, I'm still getting used to the 18 speed. But on the lucky side, I won't be doing any shifting for the next 50 miles unless I run into like a roadblock or something, which could definitely happen. Or now Asian Mai, he might be out here running around, so he could mess up some traffic probably, according to him. What's going on in North Carolina? Oh, okay, 10-4. Well, that kind of looks like a cop car. Are you a cop car? I don't think you are. I like your black wheels. Oh, yeah, he might be. Let's slow down one click. Not that I'm speeding, though, or anything. He probably has somewhere to be anyway. There's a donut shop in his future. Yeah, over by the airport, that's where I stay at, is that customs lot. I didn't know there was a truck stop over there, but there won't be nothing that I can go over there in the morning, I guess. But if I'm going to go that far, I might as well go on out to the Seminole on 27. Because the customs lot is closed. Now, I don't want to detach from my trailer around here because Miami's got a really high theft rate. And that's terrible, but the cop was telling me that within 20 minutes of a theft or something like that, they just write it off and don't even look for it anymore because they figure it's already at a port going in a container. And I seen like by Christmas time they had busted a ship that was sitting out at sea waiting to take off, and it had 27 stolen tractor trailers in it. I can't find a Walmart. Boy, I wish I could find a Walmart. By the time I don't need to go to bed or anything. I want to actually get down to the airport. I've kind of got a place to park tonight that's like a block from where I'm delivering. And I could stay there tomorrow too. It's just not, it's not a bad place or anything. And I might have to stay there. At least there's grass for the dogs to walk on. But I've got self-contained, right? I got a bathroom, my potty's empty, my water tank's full, I got fuel. I just need some food. Oh, yeah, see, I believe that, Eric. I do. I actually went in one up on 75 because I seen another truck in it. And when I got in there, I had to back out of it because there was no way I was going to get around in there with my trailer. Matter of fact, that guy, he probably went to bed, and that was early this morning, about 8 o'clock. He probably went to bed there, and he probably got in okay, but there was no way he was going to get out of there again. Oh yeah, what wasn't the trucking couple down here in Florida when Walmart, the cop at Walmart, no, the cop came and gave him a ticket at Walmart because the manager at Walmart said it wasn't their fault. They didn't mind if he was there, but the cop said they had a town policy against trucks being at Walmart. And he's got a shorty truck. I know in most places cops can't come on private property and give you a ticket unless management calls them, but hey, everybody's got their own rules. Come on, you want it in front of me. Keep on going. Give me some space. I don't like being crowded. It looks like he's pretty far away on the camera, but he's actually not. He's like 30 feet. Keep on going. But he's moving away. I bet I can at least find a Cuban grocery or something tomorrow. I just got to get some fat milk. Boca Raton. I read the other day that there's a huge amount of cows in Florida. And I wouldn't have thought there would have been a lot of cows in Florida. Yet 10-4, Eric. Got it trucking on down the road. Okay, the one north and south of 14 on 27. Oh, okay. Now I'm not going to be far from there when I deliver. I might be able to go over there and check it out. And if it's not friendly, I might be able to at least get my groceries while we're off. Really? I didn't even I didn't have a clue that they had a lot of dairy farms down here. And I've seen that they move a lot of beef cattle down here also. And I, now I'm from the country, right? But I did not know that a lot of times when cows sell, like Farmer Brown might have these cows and he raises them till they're 2 years old, right? And then he'll sell them, and somebody else will buy them, and they'll keep them for another 4 or 5 years. I just did not know that. I guess that's like when you're growing really big ribeyes, right? Lord knows we don't want no grain-fed cows. We just want the fat cows. Well, look, it's an everyday Canadian. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, and hello. Yeah, I don't know how long they keep them. I just know they move them around. And I didn't realize cows got moved around that much. I mean, a lot of times people don't spend a lot of time talking to cow hauling guys because, they kind of smell like cows. They got a little poop on their boots. But cows are pretty cool. Have a good night and be safe. Dino bones. Yes, cattle is shipped to Florida nowadays and sent to areas all over. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. They move them all over. Ah, you got Donald Peck. Hey, Donald Peck, how you doing? Donald Peck's got 4 new calves. Me and Donald Peck there, we made a video together. I need to release it this week. I was supposed to release it last week, but I've been so busy doing live feeds, I haven't released it, Donald. It came out really good, though. Oh, Eric said he had to go to bed. Hey, it did come out really good, Donald. I appreciate that. I'm sure the flatbed gang will. I still haven't used that graphite on my binders yet, but the way it makes them all clean and shiny, I'm going to have to eventually. But I can tell you now, I got a feeling I'm going to get that graphite all over me. But hey, once or twice a year, it can't be that bad, right? I stay in trouble anyway. Oh yeah, that would be perfect. That would be. Yeah, yeah, Donald. That's kind of like messing with flour. You ought to see me messing with flour. I end up with it all over me. Even if I wore gloves, I'd get it on me. And that graphite's it's pretty fine too. I'm gonna try it because it made his binders look really shiny. Who Who's the dirty guy in Indiana? Oh wow, guys! Y'all cannot see the moon over there. I mean, the ocean's just a few miles over there on my left, and the moon is looking so pretty. If I could reach the camera, well, it wouldn't look good anyway, right? It would just look like a dot in the sky. But trust me, it's lovely. Well, Donald Peck, you're on the East Coast. Your moon's probably the same moon I got. It's just at a different latitude. Oh yeah, the one up in Jacksonville is a real nice one. I love bridges, a whole lot. Well, hey, everybody's got to have a cave. It works for the hobbits. You got to snuggle down comfy. What's the temperature up there, Donald? It's 81 down here. You know it's going to be really bad tomorrow. Luckily, I've only got one tarp to fold up. I think I'm going to patch my tarp while I got it undone. I got me some Gorilla Tape. I've always used patching kits, but Charles Brandt was telling me to use the Gorilla Tape, and that it will like chemically meld itself to your tarp. So I'm going to give it a try without having to use any thing. Hold your lane now, little feller. What time is it anyway? Oh, 10:30. 10:30. It's going to be a good night. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Well, hopefully I'll just leave it all together. Tape both sides and just leave it taped up. I'd like to get another 6 or 7 months out of these tarps, and I think that I can do it pretty easily. Everything we tarp is already tarped at the manufacturer or whatever. They pre-tarp it. That we just use our tarps as an added security function. So if they've got a little hole here or there, it's okay. But what I really need to get is some of that batting, that blanket wrap batting stuff. And I'm going to get a bunch. I'm going to add a toolbox just for that. Because sometimes there's these sharp edges, and they don't always. You don't know they're there until after you haul the product, and it sticks through their tarp, and then your tarp. Will do. Will do. I will check into that. Well, I'm going to hate to see this coffee go bye-bye. It's been so good. All right, Mr. Homestead. We'll see you out here again. You have a good night. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for stopping by. Come on, folks. Come on, folks. Don't just stop. Why do they do that? They're such cowardly little pricks. I wanna rock with you. I delivered down here last week and no one spoke a lick of English. But I had one of their coffees and it was spectacular. That I thought their coffee was so good, maybe we'll break the ice and they'll be nicer this time, but I doubt it. Oh, the camera is that's a Galaxy S8. Yeah, Plus. That's what that is. And it would actually be clear. I have one of those lenses attached to it, which works great during the daytime, but at nighttime it makes it seem kind of soft and fuzzy. I have the iPhone set in here too, but I haven't tried to use it yet. But I'm going to try that maybe tomorrow to see if there's any difference in it. But I'll have to try it for a few days to know for sure. Because it doesn't have a wide-angled lens either. Now the one I used last week is, I don't know what it is, but it has a built-in wide-angle lens that I really liked. And I'm going to be experimenting with all three phones to see what I like better. This one gives the hood, makes it real big and fat. But this other phone, not the iPhone, but another phone that I've got, it makes it look slimmer but wider, like you're further away from it. Boy, it sure is pretty out here tonight. Yeah, the clouds over there to the left, you can, down here you can see the moon. It's going to come back out from behind it any minute. If I could reach that phone, I would definitely turn it around because it's a beautiful sight, but I can't reach it. Oh, there it comes. You've got a lot of pines around your area, don't you, Donald? I just love the forest and the moon and watching it at nighttime. Listening to the critters doing their thing out there. Well, I just realized that my camera is actually a little bit crooked on that mount. How about that? Oh, no, it's not. That's the wiper blade. Okay, is it an iPhone that you have there, Russ? Because that's why actually why I haven't tried the iPhone yet. Because when I put it up there, it waffled around. But Mowgli, who was in the feed earlier, his wife Jenna looked it up, and she says it's a common problem with the iPhone, and that they say the fix is to get one of those little metal backs for your phone that like for magnet mounts that people use, and stick that on the back of your phone, and then to get some of those like refrigerator magnets, those little round ones that hold a bowl of fruit on your refrigerator or a banana or like your mama used when you was a kid, and you can buy those little magnets off of the internet and stick some on the back of your phone because there's a metal ball in your phone that is there for stabilization, and the tiny vibrations from anything makes it become responsive. This is what she read, and she's kind of an iPhone guru, so I'm going to try it before I actually try to broadcast with the iPhone, which has a lot better signal when I'm out west in the Dakotas or whatever. So I do want to use it. But yeah, that waffling effect is very upset. I asked the lady one time what was wrong with her phone, and she got real mad at me because it looked like her walls were moving. But now I didn't know anything about phones. That's why I was asking. But that's exactly what her phone was doing too. I know it sure looks nasty when it does that though. Well, all right, Donald. I really love those lightning shows. I haven't been able to get a lot of them recorded though this year. Well, in a year, I got one good storm last year, but I, I bet if I used the big camera, I could get them though, and it could just sit out there and do its thing because it's probably more made for that than the telephone. You know how I always like using that Dio song with some lightning. Yeah, well that's supposed to be the fix for it, Russ. Is those little magnets, and you can either buy them in a pack off of Amazon, or you can probably go over to your grandma's house and take some of her magnets off the refrigerator. Just saying, right? Or maybe if your wife ain't looking, you can get a few off the refrigerator at home. But I haven't tried it yet, but I'm gonna try it. It's well worth it, I think. But I don't trust this iPhone. I got the iPhone X with the 256 gigabyte storage thingy, and I'm not impressed with it at all yet. Just not impressed with it. But I know it's going to take time because I haven't had an iPhone in 10 years and I've got to figure out how everything works. No, you can't turn it off. I did learn that. Um, I couldn't even find a way to turn off video stabilization, which you can turn off in the Galaxy. But even when you turn it off, it still does it somewhat, but not as bad as not near as bad as the iPhone. The only thing I could find is the magnets, because she said that it's a ball. It's an actual ball and not a feature that's in there doing its job. But I tell you what, next time on, if you find a way to do it other than her way, please let me know. Matter of fact, I'm also trying to find a way to stream to two platforms. I think I found a way called Maybe Cam or Moby Cam or something today where you can stream from to two platforms. Because I'm thinking to either start streaming to Facebook or to Twitch or something like that. But I hate Facebook, so I don't. It probably won't be that. But maybe, I don't know. Just occasionally. And I don't know if there's any market on Twitch at all for truckers. But there might be. It is the largest streaming platform, they say. I thought I could do that with Streamlabs, but apparently with Streamlabs you've got to hook it to a, a different app before you go through anything else. And that seems really complicated. To hook 3 different or 4 different apps together. Well, Zoom might do it also. I'll have to ask Daniel. He knows all about Zoom. Oh, that's funny. That sign says your wife is hot. Better get your air conditioner fixed. Wow, we're almost there. And I know I've got the wrong address in my thing here, but it's pretty close to the right address. So although I'm not going to find it, I will find it after I turn the phone off, right? At least I know it's on the same road. And I know it's by the airport. So it'll be alright. Let's see. Come up. Direction. 95 south. 112. West first. Yeah, that's cool. Nope, that's not it. I can't believe there has been no traffic down through here. No construction or anything. This is really amazing. And it's a weeknight. That was a cute little Jeep. Come on and rock with me. I had speech chat set up on that phone and it has not spoke to me one time. I wonder if I have the volume up. Because it's supposed to read everything to you. You know, when people type on their keyboard, it reads what they type out loud. I might be signed in with the wrong account. I bet I am. Well, I see, Russ, that you like you some Bob Seger, don't you? You can never fault Bob Seger. I love Bob Seger too. I think everybody loves Turn the Page. It's just a good song. All alone in Delta Holland, east of Omaha, listening to the engine rolling out as one long song. I bet I could play that. I think I'm going to look it up here shortly and see what the music progression is. Here I am on the road again. There I go up on a stage. There I go playing the song again. Boom, boom. Oh, just go ahead, slow down a little bit. Why don't you? Just get in front of me and slow down, and you'll be all better for it. There. Take that. You're a bum. But you are. You're a bum. Hmm. 826. 826. I usually go over there that way. Oh, the moon might actually pop out from behind that cloud here in a moment. Or it might not. Yeah, that lane certainly did run out. He got in front of me and then slowed down, and then I was like, well, I'll just go around him. And then the lane ran out. 95, 2 lights south of someone's truck stop. There is a Publix you can get into. On the other side of the airport, it might be the one you're talking about. I've been over there a couple of times. It's in a strip mall, and they got all kinds of things there. It's pretty tight, but I can get behind it and park behind it okay. And if I don't get a load, that's probably the closest grocery store I'll be able to find, unless I find like a Cuban one or something. But I don't know if they would have heavy cream, but they probably would because they like to cook good stuff too. Good night, Russ. You have a good night and sleep good. And thank you for that information about the Publix. One twelve West. Oh, okay, okay. This is cool. I know where I'm at. That will be nope, no exit number. Well, it'll be a lot easier getting in here tonight than it will be in the morning. Oh, be in Orlando. That's cool. Tomorrow, see, tomorrow's Tuesday. Yeah, we might actually have to spend the night down here tomorrow. I mean, yeah, tomorrow. I don't know. We usually don't get a load out of here for 24 hours. And I'm okay with that. That gives me time to do some grocery shopping. I like groceries. I don't like spiders and snakes. That ain't what it takes to love me. You fool, you fool. Hey, Miss Lady. Good night. You have a good night and sleep good. I will watch out for aliens, Bigfoot, and alligators. Peace. Yeah. Thank you guys for riding with me tonight. I appreciate it. If my exit don't come up soon, we're going to end up down in the Keys. Oh, look, I can see Miami right down there. Just right down there. And it's looking lovely tonight. Yeah, that would be really good. Uh, you know, we had Cuban food down here 2 weeks ago, and it was really good. I was, it was just a fish meal. It was a fish shack. That's all they served. I mean, it was a little restaurant, and it was good. But the coffee was the bomb. Wow, that coffee was evil good. I could see but getting an addiction to their coffee. 2 miles, it's going to be a left-hand turn apparently, unless they've changed the road. This is the vicinity I always deliver to down here, but it's a little bit further south, maybe a mile, or maybe not. I mean, it's still right by the airport, but I think it's on the other side of the airport. Oops. All right, just fix that, please. Jackson Municipal. Oh no, they might have moved the exit to the right side. Okay. We'll find out here in just a second. Yes, they sure did move the exit. Who knows how many years ago? Maybe I should update my GPS. Palm trees. Ain't Miami looking pretty over there? I have the wrong address programmed in here because it's one of those things where you're going to 2200 and the closest thing that showed up is 2800. But that's okay as long as I get near it, right? I can find it. It's a shame when your telephone actually works better for finding stuff than your GPS or anything. You just can't trust your phone to get you there. 41st Street, 41st Street, where are you at? Okay, that's not it. Let's see, 22nd. Oh, I don't trust this at all. Nah, I don't like this. I don't like this. All right, fellas. I think I am going to let you go. This is not the place to be. Oh, maybe I am. It still says airport. Hello, ladies. How you doing? All right. Oh yeah, that guy's got a truck in his front yard, so it's okay. It's just a bus station, is what it is. All right, guys. I'm within a couple of blocks of where I'm going, so I think I better switch over to Google. But you guys have a spectacular night. Bye bye.